So this is probably going to be one of the realest videos I made, so watch and stick till the end. You see, like the majority of young men out there, I have suffered with lust. There has been a time in my life where I allowed myself to be consumed by lust. And the reason I say allowed myself is because that is what it is. It is a choice. You choose to have the perspective and you choose to allow yourself to be consumed by these feelings and the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh. I'm not going to make this video too explicit because I don't want to get banned off YouTube or something. But in the last 1 to 2 years, I have definitely made huge, immense progress when it comes to lust. Listen, nobody is perfect and we all experience our different things. But these 5 things will definitely help you immensely. I think among all of the battles and all of these sins that you can experience as a man, as a woman too, is lust. Lust is one of the toughest battles to beat. So this is exactly why I'm making this video. This is different than my usual videos, which are more like mindset, other topics. So let's start with number 1. Every single woman is somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, and somebody's cousin. The reason we lust over other people, the reason we objectify women is because we forget that they are somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, and we forget that they are, in essence, pure. Yes, different people have different levels of purity in my opinion, but I think the woman you objectify and you see in that lustful way and that lustful state, I think if they were your sister or your mother or your daughter even, I think you wouldn't objectify them anymore and you'd have that shame. Most of the reason why we let lust consume us so bad is because we do not feel shame. And the moment we start to realize that lust is wrong, that objectifying people and seeing them in a lustful way to our own personal pleasurable benefit, if that's even a word, the moment we start to introduce shame and realize that that is not a right thing to do. So when you introduce shame, it makes you realize that this is something that you can choose not to do. You can choose to not let lust consume you, but that is a process that is probably going to take a lot of time. You see, like every young man out there, I stumbled across the internet. And on the internet, you have all of the content that you could ever possibly imagine. You have lustful content, you have educational content, entertainment, and all of the above. And as you can imagine, I stumbled across lustful content from a very young age. I don't even need to explain this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And it took me a long time to realize that what I was doing was actually wrong. It was a sin. It was draining my energy. It was reducing my purity and many other things. So I do believe that battling lust is one of the most toughest battles that you can experience as a man, but I also believe it is one of the most rewarding. When you can look at every single woman, whether it's on the street, whether it's in your work environment, at school, when you can look at every single person of the opposite gender and you can see them not from a lustful view, but you can see them as people, as humans, as souls, just like yourself. When you can look into somebody's eyes, no matter what they're wearing, and you can just see a person, you can just see somebody who's just like you on the inside. That is when your perspectives change. So let's look at number 2. The reason we lust is because we forget our purpose. As soon as we are on our mission, as soon as we are focusing on our purpose as men, especially as men, this is videos for women, men as well, but mainly towards men, because I think men struggle more with lust. That's just my personal opinion. I really believe that when a man is truly involved 100% in his purpose, with clarity of mind, that is when he's not concerned with lust. But it is in those times and moments and phases of a man's life where he feels most confused and he feels purpose lost and directionless. That is when he turns to lust. That is when he turns to these pleasures to satisfy, or rather fill the hole inside of him. Another thing to know about lust is that it's just a symptom thing. It's not actually something that you should attack from the top, from the symptom. You need to fix the root. You need to find the root and pull it out. The reason you indulge in lustful things, the reason you take part in these lustful habits is because of this one thing. It's because part of you is not satisfied with your life. It's at least not satisfied with the effort you're giving, the things that you're doing, the habits that you're doing, your purpose, your direction in life. Something is not satisfying enough so that the hole can be filled by its own. So point number 2 is basically this: find your purpose and stick to it. As a man, your purpose, your mission always comes first. Your purpose could be God, it could be religion, it could be work, it could be some meaningful piece of art, it could be sports, it could be being an athlete. Whatever it is, it could be your purpose, as long as it has enough intensity, enough challenge, and also enough room for growth. And if you love the person you are when you're doing that thing and when you're developing yourself in your craft, that is your purpose. And when you involve your entire life around your purpose, that is when you win as a man. That is when you feel the best. That is when you have less distractions. Lust has such a small control over you because you're involved with your purpose and you put your mission first. So let's move on to point number 3. Everybody's the same. All of those 10 out of 10 models that you see with blonde hair, a beautiful body, they're humans just like you. We put these women on a pedestal. We put all of these girls and these people that we see on media, these celebrities, these rock stars. We immediately jump to the conclusion that they are better than us. We put them over here, but they are not. They're the same as you. They wake up, they have the same mind as you, they have the same soul as you. And I'm a true believer in the fact that everybody is the same. No matter what race, no matter what gender, no matter how you look, how tall you are. no matter what, we are all the same from the inside. We all have the same thinking mind. We all have the same consciousness and soul. So in that sense, by lusting over somebody else, you are lusting over yourself, which is a weird thing to think about, but it's true. So realize that these people are not perfect, and we are lusting over them because part of us thinks that they are perfect, and we just put them on pedestals. Remove the pedestal and see yourself on the same level as everybody else, because you are on the same level as everybody else from a conscious, from an energy perspective. What I mean to say is that everybody from an internal perspective and an internal point of view is the same. You could have different externals, you could have different amounts of money and different physique and a different height and everything, but those are all external things. But from an internal point of view, we are all the same. So stop putting these women on pedestals, these models, these people. Stop putting them on pedestals and see them as normal human beings, because that's what they are. Point number 4 brings me to this exact quote, which I love. I just love this quote. Change happens when the pain of the way you're living right now exceeds the pain of making the change. And this is true in the terms of lust. You're only ever going to escape lust and make a change against lust when the pain of being in a lustful state is greater than the pain of being pure. When you can attach yourself so strongly to the outcome of being pure, and you just love the idea of being a person who is pure in that sense and regard. You cut out all these lustful habits, you have a clear mind, you're purpose driven, you have a direction in life, and that's perfect. Once you can just regain this concentration and this focus on your main element in life, which is your purpose and your mission, that is when everything just becomes easier. The reason you are still stuck in lust is because to you, the pleasure of experiencing lust is still greater than the pleasure of being pure. But once the pleasure of being pure, once you really love the fact that you are pure, the idea of being pure and having this energy and letting your energy grow, transmuting your sexual energy into something greater, into creative art, as soon as that becomes greater than the pleasure of actually experiencing lust, that is when you gravitate away from lust and towards purity. So it's all about comparing the two sides. And once you realize that lust is the toughest battle to beat, because we're so involved in the pleasure of experiencing lust that we forget about the pleasure of being pure. This brings me to the 5th and final point, which is general self-improvement. I truly believe in the fact that once you have momentum and once you start steering your life in the right direction, everything else becomes good as a result. The moment you start to read more books, you start to develop the self-image of being a smart and intelligible and productive person. And that is when you start being more productive in other things in life as well. When you start taking care of your physical health, you start going to the gym, training, doing sports. That is when your mind is all of a sudden clearer and your work becomes more productive as a result. The benefit you get in one area of your life translates to other areas of your life as well. So by optimizing your life in the physical, the mental, and the spiritual sense, you will automatically gain an advantage everywhere else. Which means once you fix your life entirely, your lustful state will become less and less. The majority of the time you will be in a more pure state, and less of the time will you be in a lustful state. And you will gravitate towards a pure direction-driven path. So it's not just about focusing about eliminating lust, but it's about focusing on improving every other aspect of life. Go to the gym more, read more, journal more, spend time with the right people. The moment you have good influence around you, people that push you, people that inspire the best out of you, that is when you improve like nothing else. When you can exchange these ideas and these conversations with different people in your life, that is when 2 minds is not 2 minds. 2 minds is 30 minds, 100 minds, 1,000 minds. The synergy of 2, 3 compatible minds is beyond anything else. So that's it for this video. Comment down below your experience with lust, any tips that you could give other people that will help other people with this thing. So I'm Dan, I make videos like these every single day. If you like these videos, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. You got this, bro.